Hi everyone, it's Dragana at Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is episode 5 of making ephemera from scratch. And today, as I promised, we're making some charms. And we're going to make some coin charms. I call them coin charms because of the look. They're round, approximately the thickness of a coin. Apart from the shape, they have nothing else in common with coins. They are made out of paper or cardstock, not metal at all. And to create them, I'm going to use another freebie. It is this one. It's on my website. You can find the link down below. Grab it. It's free. I don't ask anything in return. Just click on the picture and download it. In addition to the butterflies from last week and flowers from the week before, now I've added some mushrooms, and in this one, some animals and birds and a few insects. I think you're gonna like them. There's a bunny, there's a bug, a frog, 2 different birds, and a bee. And in this one, you have 6 different mushrooms. You've got 6 different flowers and 3 different butterflies. You can also use them to create postage stamps like we did in one of the previous episodes, or you can make paper clips with them. It's up to you. This is the original size. I'll just show you this. Punch one. The image is exactly 1 inch on the inside, but I wanted to see a little bit of that inner circle. Okay, so I wanted them a little bit smaller, so I printed the same image again, but I reduced the size to 90%. Okay, let's cut close. For example, on this one here, like this. All right, so I can have a nice line around. That's what I want. If you don't want the line and you have 1 inch circular punch, just print at 100% the actual size. And of course, if you have a larger punch, you might be able to do both lines perhaps. Anyway, it's up to you how you do that. Now, these are black and white. They are meant to be colored, and I've been coloring and I loved it so much. I've been using markers primarily, but I've done some with inks as well. The butterflies were the first ones that I've done, and I've used distress inks and that soft brush. The same technique that I've used when I was making faux postage stamps in one of the previous episodes. I have a few more examples here. These 2 were done with inks. This one was done with markers, and that one was done with colored pencils. It is up to you what you want to use. At the moment, I really enjoy using my markers, but you don't have to. These are some of the ones that I've already colored, and I love them. So I'm not going to do the flowers or the butterflies. I've already done some, but I want to do some of the other ones today because I'm really curious to see what they look like. Some of the mushrooms and maybe a bird or a bug. I want to do the frog. So I'm going to use the smaller ones, and I need my glasses for this definitely. I think I am going to do the froggy first. They're quite easy to color. Sometimes you need just 1 or 2 colors. First, I decide which colors I want to use. So I want to have the green frog. Okay, I think I'm going to color this part in this light greenish yellow. So. And then I'm going to color the rest with this green. If you decide to use the inks, this might be a little bit quicker. You don't have to worry about the little detail, and you just do it really quickly. And I need a nice background color. Nope. All right, go with this one. As you can see, I just go over a little bit don't really want to fuss about staying within the circle, because it doesn't really matter. I'm going to cut it anyway. So we're going to color a few and then we're going to varnish them before we cut them. I love the little froggy. So cute. I'm going to add a little bit more around to create that illusion of a shadow. I might even go with a different color. What's this? Gray. Just a little bit, like so. Nice. All right. Which one should we do now? Let's do the bug. I think I want to make it either green or gold. Perhaps this one. This is so much fun. I mean, you can tell that I like coloring books. A bit of that one. Warm gray here. And I need a color for the background. Maybe green. Yeah, this one would work. I think this charm is going to go really well in one of the nature journal. Now it's kind of lost. Maybe if I add just a little bit more of the gold. What's this? Dark yellow. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just make it a little bit dark. Maybe I'll do one of the birds. How about that? This one should work. Something like this. There, maybe some gray for the wings. Okay, and for the background, it's nice. Just adding a little bit more like that. Maybe a bit more gray. Let's do this bird. I think this one would be easy. You just need some yellow. I think with this bird, that's all I need basically. Just a little bit of yellow there. And perhaps some gray. Maybe I can add just a tiny bit of blue over that gray, like so. And for the background, maybe some gray. That's too dark. Let's go with this one. This is not gray. This is dark blue light. Okay, I guess light, dark blue. I don't understand. Dark blue light. I think sometimes these names are confusing, so I always like to just test it. It's a nice color. Okay. So we've done that one. I really think we should do the bee as well. We're going to end up doing all of them, I guess. Just a little bit of yellow. A touch of darker yellow or orange. Gray for the wings. Warm gray. Just a few dots. And I think I want to go with the light blue background. I could also leave the background white and just go over with, say, Distress Vintage Photo ink. But I'm doing these a little bit different than what I normally do. I love these markers because when I go over, it just creates almost like watercolor effect. All right, we might as well do the bunny. Let's just do the bunny. And it should be easy, basically just gray with pink ears, isn't it? All right, just a little bit of gray. We'll leave the tail white and we'll leave a little bit of white on the face, like so. And have some pink ears. Is that the right pink? It will do. Pink on the nose. And the background, maybe some light green. What's that one? Let's see. Okay, yeah. That one's good. By the way, I printed this image on printer paper that is 120 GSM. Okay, so it's a little bit thicker than copy paper, but with these ones I printed just on copy paper and then I glued onto this recycled cardstock. Okay, and this was also on the same paper as that, so I didn't have to glue it onto anything. It's up to you. If you have some cardstock that you can print on, it might be easier, but you don't have to. Okay. Maybe I can add a little bit of green down the bottom. Like so. And I want to do maybe 2 mushrooms, so I want to do this one. Pastel green. All right, I'll do this part here. Maybe this one. This is dark yellow underneath. I'm gonna go with this fruit pink. Just there. And then some other colors. This is rose beige. I think it might work. I'll just add a bit more on the sides. And the background. Maybe just a little bit more red. That yellow is a little bit too light. Okay, let's do one more. Let's just do this one. This grayish color can go here. The rest. Just adding a little bit of that yellow ochre. And a touch of green. All right, so what I like to do now is varnish these first before I cut them. This is extra gloss varnish. You can use Mod Podge, you can use any varnish that you have. It doesn't really matter. It could be gloss or matte. It's up to you. Just use whatever you have. And I'm just going to paint over these. Like so. You don't have to do the varnish if you don't feel like. You can skip that part. I like to do the varnish on top because it protects the surface, but it also adds to the whole look. It gives this nice texture, and once they're finished they look like they're made out of wood rather than cardstock. This is so much fun. I love every aspect of this process. The coloring and putting it together into a charm. And there's such great little additions to any journal, even to your pens. You can attach them to your pens, to your key rings, and so on. Now that it's dry, I'm going to repeat the process. Just go over once more. One more thing I forgot to mention, you can also use crackle varnish. But with crackle varnish, once you apply the second coat, you have to wait overnight for the cracks to develop. So for me, that was not really practical today, but maybe in the future, when I'm not filming, I could do that. Now I want to punch these out. Let's go with this one. I think this one turned out really good. Okay. So far, I'm very happy with these. Let's do some butterflies. And what's really great about these is when you color, you put your own personal touch to them, because it all depends what colors you're going to choose. So no two are going to end up the same. I love that. Totally customizable. It's also a great way to recycle this packaging. Okay, now we've done the front part of these, and we're going to cut these out in a second. I'm just waiting a little bit more for them to dry. As you can see, they're about 2-3 millimeters thick. It's because I used 4 layers. It is really up to you how thick you want to make them, and it all depends on how thick your cardstock is. I prefer mine to be a bit thicker. If I just use 2 layers, say something like this, that's just not enough for me, because then they start warping later on. And for that, you also need just recycled cardstock, any sort of packaging. I do prefer, however, if it's not shiny like that, if it's one of those that have rough surface, simply because the glue dries faster and it's a little bit easier to work with. So I just have to punch enough of these. I have 2 in the middle, then that on front, and we'll also need something for the back. Over here I used leftover pieces from the papers that I've dyed in one of the videos. Then I cut some heart shapes with another punch and I glued a few words, and that works really well. I think it's cute. Over here I just had some coffee dyed papers and I stamped like a script, varnished it, and then cut it. Another way you can do it is to have 2 different images, one on the front and one on the back. That would also work. Or another thing you can do, if you have some packaging with interesting design, I think those would be really good as a background. They are a little bit shiny, but we're going to sand them. That's if you don't want to spend time, varnishing. These are already kind of varnished or laminated. Even this one just in one color. For example, here for this butterfly. And then here, this one would work well with that, I think, or even this part. So yeah, just take a look at your trash. See if you can find anything. And just recycle. If you add a bit of ink, you can even stamp something over. It's great for little scraps. This was a project from about 2 years ago. And these are all textured or embossed pieces of cardstock that I have left, and I think they would make perfect background, even that one. And these are painted on, I think, paper towel rolls, and I think I'm going to use some of these. This is like a great way for me to use them. Just cut some, maybe from these parts here. I think this was when I was making some of these specimen cards with paper towel rolls or something. Can't remember. Great to finally use them, even this one. Just look at your scraps and you might find something that would look interesting. Glad I found them. Definitely saving myself some time. Okay, maybe from here. This is broken anyway. Love this purple and gold. I'll just cut as many as I can. Okay, so let's just start putting them together. I think white glue should do it. Just join two together. Just press it well, then you apply more glue and add your image. Let's start with this one. You can see now that it's becoming thicker, and if we add one more layer it will be just right. And I think with this one I want to use that gold. If my punch was strong enough to cut through several layers of cardstock, I wouldn't have to do this, but yeah, I don't think punches can cut through a layer that thick anyway. So cute. Let's do one more together. Little bird. What should we put on the back? I think that one would look good. Alright, this is as far as I got, and I try to sort them out so that they look good together. For example, this one I think would go well with the purple, and that one would go well with this cardstock, the colored cardstock. This one would definitely go nice with this purple one, and so on. So all I need to do now is complete them. Oh, I love them. So nice. Like real coins. This one, the one we cut with that cute box, I think it would definitely go well with this rose, because it's pink. That one would go well with this butterfly. This paper has a little bit of silver wax on top, and I think it would work so well with this little bunny. I think the frog should go here. One thing I forgot to mention is that you can also use book pages for the back, especially if you have some parts with meaningful words. You can use music papers, anything you have. You can use your jelly prints, you can use scrapbooking paper. Let's say if I used some music sheets or book pages, I would definitely varnish them before, the same way I've done with the fronts. Varnish and then cut. I used to just cut and then varnish, but then it takes forever. I think this is much quicker and easier. You can also use other images. You can use photos for this. You get the idea. I just like these because they're colored by hand and they have that slight imperfections that I really like. It's what makes them unique, I think. Okay, almost there. I've glued them all together, and I found a better way of flattening them, these large clips. And I am very, very happy with how they turned out. Let's take a look. These are done. I'm gonna leave these to dry just a little bit more. The next step would be just to do a little bit of sanding. You can use a nail file or you can use a sanding block. I prefer this one because it's nice and flat. So what I do, I just go around and I do this. to get rid of any of the glue that might have gone through and to smooth the surface. You can, if you wanted to, now varnish all the way around. One more thing you can do is use heat embossing. Dip that into the embossing ink, then add a bit of that glitter powder and then use your heat gun. Okay, so that's it. You just make it all nice and smooth and even. And then you also need to punch a hole. If you're going to, for example, use these on a closure and add maybe 3 together with a bit of string or elastic, you would punch holes on the sides. If you want to hang them as a charm, you would punch hole on top. If you want to add things, you would punch a hole at the bottom as well. So it's up to you. If you're making them and you're not sure yet how you're going to use them, then don't punch the hole at all. Do it at a later stage once you decide how you want to use them. I like to finish these edges with just gilding wax, silver, in bronze or gold. You can also use markers or you can use ink to get rid of the white and also to make it look a little bit more vintage. Okay, you can do that. This paper was already treated with silver gilding wax, so I'm going to keep doing that. I'm just going to add a little bit on my finger and I'm just going to go around like so. See how it makes it a really nicely finished, and I can do the same from this side, just like so. Love that. Cute bunny. Okay, I'm gonna punch a hole here. So, and I'm using this punch that's meant for leather. I've had it for years and I never use it for leather. Just for my charms, because it makes a really nice tiny hole. Now here you can use just one of those bulb pins and put it through like that, and they're ready to be used on gifts, on journals, on whatever you want to use them. Or you can add a jump ring on top, which makes it sit a little bit nicer, I think. So you just put it through and you close the jump ring like so, and then you can add that one. You'll see how much better it sits if you decide to put it in your journal. Hope it makes sense. Okay, I wanted to show you what to do if you use a colored cardstock such as this one. You basically just sand it a little bit, distress it like so. Scratch it. I think I'm going to use the gold here. So, and then over here as well. It still has a little bit of that purple left, but now it looks like a metal. Hope you can see. You can also paint with gold acrylic paint around here. That would look nice too. You can do all sorts of things. I will complete all of these in the same way with sanding, with gilding wax, and then I will come back to show you what they look like. Here I am the following day. It took me a bit longer than I anticipated. I completed all of them, the sanding and the waxing, and then some of them I managed to put together with some other bits and pieces, and some I left as they are for now, like these here. And I thought we can assemble one dangle together. I want to do this little birdie. I punch 2 holes, top and bottom. I think I'm going to go with the silver because I don't have any more of the gold chains. And for the bird, I thought these feathers would be good. I need some jump rings. But first I want to decide on the feathers. I prefer these chains not to be equal, and I'll just remove a few of these. They seem to be the same at the moment, so on this one I'll remove 4 links, and then this one maybe half. Now I'm gonna take this longest feather, open that up, take the feather, put it through here, and then close it. Okay. These jump rings are really tiny. Okay. Nice. And that one can go in here. Okay. It. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to start with that one, then that one, and I have a feeling this one might be a bit too long. I'll try it, and then if it's, I think it's all right. Okay, let's put that all through here. There it is. Okay, I want to show you some of the other ones that I've put together. There's the other bird with gold. I really like this one, and I think it would be perfect for the nature journal I'm currently working on. This one. It's been like this for 2 years, but I've decided I'm going to complete it, and maybe it would look good somewhere here. Love it. Little bug. And I want to show you the froggy one. So cute. Here's the frog and the bee. I think this one's also really cute, the one with the mushroom. And I was thinking perhaps I can add some of them to the paper clips and my bunny specimen cards. I think the bunny one would look good here, wouldn't it? Nice. I think this mushroom, because it has a bit of that red, it would go nice here on this paper clip. Put it through like so. Love it. Actually, when I think about it, I think the frog would look good here on this one. But I would use a jump ring like so. I love that. This one is a paper clip that's meant to go at the bottom of the page like so. Cute. I think this one that I've done before, this butterfly with beads, this one was colored with inks. Maybe that one would look good there. Love that. And I still have one more to do. I think this one. I wanted to show you these. They can go as a decoration on a journal, perhaps on the front, or as a closure of the journal, but they're actually bracelets, like so. And this one. Love how vintage that one looks. Overall, this was so much fun, and I still have a few to play with. Really enjoyed the process from start to finish, and I hope you enjoyed watching too. Don't forget your freebie. Have fun creating, and if you don't mind sharing what you make, join our Facebook group and show us your charms. We all love to inspire and be inspired. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.